As Apple prepares to introduce its iPhone 17 series in 2025, two significant reasons hint that the prices could see an uptick. While the budget-friendly iPhone SE 4 is expected to have a slight price boost, the premium iPhone 17 models may see a more significant price hike. Here's why. 1. Growing demand for high-end iPhones. Apple's Pro versions have always been popular, and that trend is continuing with the iPhone 16 series. According to a survey from research firm Counterpoint, Pro models have witnessed a large surge in demand, especially in places like China. In Q4 2024, Pro and Pro Max versions are predicted to account for over half of the iPhone sales in China, up from the mid-40s share in the previous year. This increased demand for the high-end devices could give Apple with the perfect chance to hike pricing. 2. iPhone 17 Air demands a premium. The iPhone 17 Air, which will replace the Plus models, is believed to be priced higher than prior generations. Initially supposed to be an ultra-premium model, the current sources say it will be positioned slightly below the Pro variants. However, its tiny design and beautiful form factor could make it a popular pick, and Apple is unlikely to undercharge for such a desired new flagship. This could lead to a higher price for the Air model, further driving up the whole iPhone 17 series prices. 3. Potential pricing for the iPhone 17 lineup. Given these two variables, it's likely that Apple will adopt moderate price hikes across the iPhone 17 series, with the exception of the base iPhone 17. Here's a hypothetical breakdown of the new prices. iPhone 17, $799 or $849, a small rise from the current $799. iPhone 17 Air, $999. iPhone 17 Pro, $1,099. iPhone 17 Pro Max, $1,299. This suggests a $100 price rise for the Pro models and the Air, while the base iPhone 17 likely experience a lower hike or keep the same. While Apple has kept flagship iPhone prices unchanged in recent years, evidence point to 2025 being the year for a price shift. With the increased demand for high-end models and the arrival of the iPhone 17 Air, we should expect moderate price hikes across the board. Then comes the question of the iPhone 17 Air. While various reports have already claimed that its pricing might be anywhere between the traditional iPhone 17 and the Pro version, it should be kept in mind that miniaturizing components is a costly operation. Reducing the size of such a gadget would undoubtedly cost Apple more than enlarging it, since it would require a comprehensive review of the space and layout of the components. It would therefore not be unlikely that the iPhone 17 Air will wind up costing more than the Pro variants. As the smartphone market avidly anticipates Apple's next major presentation, the emphasis shifts to the much-rumored iPhone 17 Pro Max. Though the tech behemoth stays tight-lipped, industry insiders indicate a breakthrough release that might change mobile technology. Speculation is widespread regarding its planned arrival slated for September 2025, following Apple's annual autumn reveal. What makes the iPhone 17 Pro Max particularly fascinating is the blend of revolutionary technology expected to come in its flagship model. Expectations include significant developments such as under-display Face ID and a more sophisticated integration of AI-driven technologies to enhance user experience. One big leap ahead is said to be the transition to quantum dot technology, offering brighter colors and more efficient displays. Enhanced durability, incorporating a liquid metal chassis, is also on the cards, intended at resisting scratches and bends more successfully than earlier iterations. Speculators estimate improvements in battery life due to the incorporation of next-generation 5G technologies like 6G network capabilities, setting a new benchmark for mobile communication. While murmurs surrounding the iPhone 17 Pro Max's specs swirl, Apple aficionados eagerly anticipate official announcements. If the rumors hold true, Apple is gearing up for another innovation-packed entry that has the potential to change the smartphone industry yet again. Keep a watch on Apple's updates as additional details emerge about this highly anticipated smartphone. As anticipation rises regarding the features of Apple's next iPhone 17 Pro Max, the focus extends beyond mere technological improvements, touching on deeper consequences for the environment, economics, and humanity's destiny. One area, in particular, stands out: the integration of quantum dot technology and its potential environmental benefits. Quantum dot technology, rumor milled to be used in the upcoming iPhone, claims to boost display quality while consuming less energy compared to regular LED panels. This breakthrough is not simply a gain for tech fans, but also a huge step forward for environmental sustainability. Typically, displays account for a large amount of a smartphone's power utilization. With quantum dot screens being more energy efficient, this might drastically cut the overall carbon footprint of the gadget during its life cycle. As cell phones are omnipresent globally, minimizing every unit's energy consumption can cumulatively result in significant energy savings worldwide, decreasing the corresponding carbon emissions. Furthermore, this focus on energy efficiency corresponds with the global movement towards sustainability. As the world grapples with climate change, the tech industry is increasingly under pressure to design gadgets that do not promote environmental damage. Apple's alleged approach towards integrating energy-efficient technologies suggests a pathway other manufacturers might pursue, pioneering a transition towards more eco-friendly electronic gadgets. The iPhone 17 Pro Max's anticipated features, such as a liquid metal chassis for greater endurance, further this narrative. Increased durability means longer-lasting electronics, which may lead to a reduction in electronic waste, a rising environmental concern. If users are driven to cling onto their cell phones for prolonged periods because of improving build quality, the desire for frequent replacements reduces. This move not only contributes in decreasing e-waste, but can also reduce the demand on natural resources required for the creation of new devices. Economically, the shift to technologies like 6G networks and AI integration within smartphones signals a new era of connectivity and productivity. Superior networks can enable speedier communication, more resilient remote working environments, and stimulate breakthroughs in different areas, including healthcare, education, and logistics. Such technical improvement possibly boosts economic productivity and offers new business prospects, indicating a positive loop connecting innovation to improved economic outcomes. Moreover, increasing AI capabilities within devices can lead to better data management and user experience, impacting numerous industries positively through higher efficiency and new service possibilities. This might profoundly affect the future of how humans engage with technology, fostering a more connected and intuitive digital landscape. In consideration of humanity's future, the integration of modern technology while retaining environmental responsibility underscores a critical paradigm: that human growth should not come at the expense of the planet's health. Apple's anticipated advances might act as a catalyst for a more sustainable digital industry, aligning technical growth with ecological mindsets, so creating a balanced future trajectory for humanity. One of the most fascinating possible features of the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the utilization of quantum dot technology. This development promises to produce richer colors and more energy-efficient displays, boosting the visual experience to new heights. With quantum dots, viewers can expect crisper visuals and more brilliant colors that surpass what is currently available in the market. Apple is apparently going to add under-display Face ID in the iPhone 17 Pro Max, a move that would mark a big step forward in design and functionality. By putting the Face ID sensors beneath the screen, Apple might deliver a seamless display without compromising on security or convenience. Durability is another area where the iPhone 17 Pro Max might exceed its predecessors. The usage of a liquid metal chassis is reported to be in the cards, providing higher resistance to scratches and bends. This invention could ensure that the smartphone not only lasts longer, but also keeps its luxury look over time. In keeping with Apple's record of pioneering technical innovation, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is expected to feature next-generation 5G technology, potentially paving the road for 6G capabilities. This development will enable extraordinary mobile broadband speeds, increasing everything from streaming quality to cloud-based gaming experiences. Analysts expect that the iPhone 17 Pro Max will usher in a new age for smartphones, potentially impacting design and feature trends across the industry. With Apple's established reputation for innovation, all eyes will be on how these reported upgrades will be integrated into the smartphone's ecosystem. For aficionados keen to remain updated on the newest from Apple, additional information is likely as the release date near. To keep your finger on the pulse of these developments, check Apple's official website for future announcements. Apple, In the meanwhile, the frenzy surrounding the iPhone 17 Pro Max stands as a monument to Apple's continuing impact on technology, continuously pushing the frontiers of what's possible in the world of smartphones. Next, the iPhone 17 is the next high-end smartphone planned by Apple. The corporation would also be planning a fresh new model, the iPhone 17 Air. The latter would be built as a slimmer version of the basic iPhone, albeit at the price of some performance. According to Apple gadget expert Ming-Chi Kuo, the iPhone 17 Air could easily do away with SIM card slots. This would force consumers to switch to a digital SIM, a procedure widely employed in various nations. This information should, however, be taken with a pinch of salt. Ming-Chi Kuo is known to disseminating rumors and leaks of information concerning Apple gadgets. However, the analyst does not have a 100% success rate, and he sometimes makes severe blunders in some of his predictions. In addition, the digital SIM is still not very popular in France, which causes worries regarding the end of a SIM card drawer for the iPhone 17 Air in our nation. This slimmer form of the iPhone 17 is expected to sit in between the normal iPhone 17 and the Pro variants in terms of price. Apple is counting heavily on sales of this new format. The American brand surely intends to reintroduce the versions after a terrible commercial success with the Mini and Plus models. The aim is to kind of build a slimmer version of the iPhone, something that sits between the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro. The most relevant analogy is arguably the MacBook Air over a decade ago, which was midway between the base MacBook and the MacBook Pro, adds Mark Gurman, a journalist at Bloomberg. From a design point of view, the iPhone 17 Air will be thinner than a conventional iPhone. It would have a 6.6 screen, larger than the 6.3 iPhone 17, but smaller than the 6.9 iPhone 17 Pro Max. It will share technical aspects, and it could have the cameras positioned in the center and not on one side of the phone. This new iPhone 17 Air could improve the sales of the American firm, something that the Plus or small models have not managed to do. According to the early rumors about it, the iPhone 17 Air would be the thinnest iPhone ever created by Apple. So, what is the releasing date? If Apple keeps to its typical practice, the iPhone 17 series will be officially introduced at a keynote conference in early or mid-September. Traditionally, these announcements occur on a Tuesday, thus it would make sense to bet on a formal launch on Tuesday, September 9 or 16, 2025. The iPhone 17 should then be officially accessible in the days that follow. So, that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.